The nursing home. It's full of them. I know that's right. Let's go. It's full of them. I happen to be a CNA, y'all. I happen to be a certified nurse's aide, y'all. I got my license when I was in Job Corps. Went to Midland College. Went to Midland and took my little old course. And my first place that I worked was at Courtyard Care Center Nursing Home in Midland, Texas. God let me experience that at an early age to work around old, elderly people. I learned so much from them that I think that's why my life has got me where I'm at this far. God put you through certain tests to see if you'll pass them at an early age, because he'll know how to treat you along the way. My first test was in a nursing home.
Preach.
And I passed, y'all. I think that's my important test in the world. Yeah, I went to prison. I did a lot after that, but I passed that test. Know how I passed? Because I treated them old folks right. Every day I clocked in, I went in there, I made sure everybody was dry, changed, got them up, took them to breakfast, syringe feed, the paraplegics, the people that was paralyzed. I get the ones down there, I got to take them to the shower, take them there, rinse them out, wash them out, bathe them, change them. Got to make sure everybody dry, and it's back to lunch one more time, then it's back to the bed. I'm going to slam you one more time, and I'm going to make sure all my patients are dry. I took care of their hair. I brought my clippers up there and started giving ear jumps and stuff. God knew right then that I cared. I always wanted a dog when I was a little puppy or something. You understand me? Mama didn't like dogs at the house. I treated them people like they were my pets. I took care of them. I was at work one time. Tell them a crib. I was at work one time, man, and this white lady walked. She said, "What is your name?" I said, "My name is Percy." She said, "Did you do this?" "And do what?" "Did you do his hair like this?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "Come here." She said, "Here." And just grabbed some. She said, "Here you go, put this up." She said, she shook my hand. She said, "I'm going to give you this every Friday if you can keep him like that under the table. Don't you tell anyone." I said, "Yes, ma'am." "Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I sure will. I sure will, man." I said, "I'll make sure he clean everything. I'll clean him up. I'll make sure." Spotless. God bless you when you bless others. And I took care of that man. That man was my partner. Come to find out, he was sitting up there one day, and I was looking around his room, and he had these big old trophies in his room, like a rodeo bull ride. And come to find out, he ended up how he was because he got threw off a bull and landed on top of his head. You know, you never know what you're going to leave here like. But his room was decorated. You could tell the family cared about him. They cared so much, they cared about him. He started catching a lot of diseases while he was there, so I come here and sit there and tell him, he said, "Percy, yeah, I used to fly the plane in World War II. I flew the plane." He had a little, I said, "Oh, that's why you got," I said, "Man, you flew the plane." "Yeah, man." Me and him talking, he ride every day. That was my place to go hide at when I want to go get my food. I'm finna go to my cowboy room, sit in the room, we finna sit there and you want anything? He said, "Just bring me some sherbets." He loved them sherbets. I stacked him a whole thing of sherbets on there. And one day, y'all, I went and I was off that weekend, came home, and I went to his room. I walked in his room. I said, "Hey," I said, "What the old man in the room?" They said, "Yeah, Dimmerson, we moved him down. He's down the hall." So when I walked down the hall, walked in his room, he was under the cover. And he did me like this. He said, "Get out." I said, "What's wrong with Pop?" I said, "You all right today, Mr. James?" He said, "Get out. Get out. Just get out." I walked outside, I respected him. I walked out. "Oh, Dad, what's wrong with Mr. James?" She said, "Did he say anything to you?" I said, "Yeah, he said, get out." I said, "What's wrong with me?" She said, "Go back in there and talk to him." So I went back and I said, "Mr. James, you all right, Mr. James?" He said, "No." She said, "No, he didn't start doing like this." So I raised the cover up. When I raised the cover up, y'all, they had cut his leg off. He had a nub. And he was just as toe down as he could be. I said, "What the?" You know, as a kid, young nigga I was experiencing something new. I ain't never seen, I don't know nothing about none of that. I don't know nothing about no sugar, diabetes, cancer. I don't know nothing about that. But I'm wondering why this man got all these staples at the end and he got a nub. In my heart hit, I said, "Mr. James, goddamn." He said, so I covered him back up. I said, "Damn." I walked there and I was messed up. I said, "Man, I was going to come cut his hair up today. Y'all finna do him up, get him right." So I couldn't do it that weekend, so I came back to work the Monday. I said, I'm gonna go just cut him up today, just go and get him, make him happy. I walked in the room and I said, God damn, I said, where Mr. James at? She said, oh, baby, Mr. James died over the weekend. I said, the old man, I've been taking care of him for 9 months. The old man, one thing that I forgot, I broke one of the biggest rules that that wasn't given to me. It was just common sense for the rest of them to know. But hell, I didn't know that you don't get attached to the patients. Don't get attached to them. They're not going to be here long. Well, I don't know this. I'm thinking everybody going home. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I'm working because I'm a youngster. I'm a youngster with this job. I didn't know the ins and the outs. I didn't know the place that I was working at was the end. This is where they come when it's the end. Ain't no getting out, going home. This is where they drop them off at. This is where mama thought you were going to take care of her when she got old. I walk into these conversations where everybody in here thought somebody is going to look out for them. A lot of y'all looking at me right now, I got people in them places right now. You ain't checked on them, went to go see if they got this, new clothes, nothing. Nothing. All you can tell somebody else is, Mama, she in a nursing home. Let me tell y'all something. If your grandmama and your mom and your daddy raised you up to be good people and they ain't never been locked up in an institution or nothing, but guess what you just did? You just put them in an institution. It's sad that you'll drop them off at 80 and 90 years old and leave them to fend for themselves in an institution. Oh, because that's what it's like. Don't think everybody in there going to look out for you. Don't think everybody coming here going to come to work, going to clock in like Percy and what. No, they drops you on the floor. They got skin tears when you come to work. You been bumped your head, you ain't got a bruise on him. Somebody punched him. Somebody stole Miss Will's nice diamond earrings out here. Somebody took old Bill wedding ring off. Everybody ain't there doing their job.
Preach.
But Percy was. And that's why God spared me to be where I'm at this long, because I knew how to treat the old while I was young. I always said to myself, when I get old, I hope somebody treat me like I do these people. One thing that I realized in life, y'all, ain't nobody getting younger. Bars.